Chapter 44. A bloody battle to the death. Just when Ye Tian killed Ba Wuli, Xiong Ba roared wildly. In the bloody storm, Xiong Ba's body was stained red with blood, and his face was extremely ferocious, like a raging beast. There was no one by his side. After a bloody battle, all members of the Bloodbat sect were killed and injured except for Xiong Ba. Only then did Ye Tian realize that Tang Shisan had never appeared. This guy is quite cunning. With his ability, if he hides, it will be difficult to find. Ye Tian said in his heart. The presence or absence of Tang Shisan could not affect the situation of the battle. Ye Tian guessed that he must be hiding somewhere to observe secretly. Xiong Ba was the only person left in the Bloodbat sect. Only a few people from the City Lord's mansion survived, and only Mo Tai and Ye Wenyuan were left to maintain their combat effectiveness. Ye Tian came over, always on guard, lest Xiong Ba fights back desperately. Ha ha ha. Suddenly, Xiong Ba laughed wildly, his violent aura became more obvious. He glanced at Mo Tai, Ye Wenyuan, and Ye Tian, and said calmly, I never thought that I, Xiong Ba, the lord of the Bloodbat sect, would be here. This kind of place was forced here by a few ants. How ridiculous! Xiong Ba is the master of the Bloodbat sect, and his strength has reached the 5th level of Vientiane, so he can be regarded as a strong one. It is embarrassing to die in such a small place as Mojing City now. However, Xiong Ba obviously won't stop there. Ants, if you want to kill me, it's not that easy. Even if you die, I will drag your group of ants to be buried with you. Laughing wildly, Xiong Ba suddenly took out a black panacea exuding a violent aura. Blood Death Pill. Seeing the spirit pill in Xiong Ba's hand clearly, Ye Tian's expression changed drastically, and he growled in a low voice. Stinky boy, you are amazing, you know the Blood Death Pill. Xiong Ba laughed loudly, raised his head, and swallowed the Blood Death Pill. Mo Tai knew that Ye Tian was an alchemist, and seeing his face change drastically, his heart sank, and he asked, Ye Tian, what is the panacea he took? Third Order Spirit Pill, Blood Death Pill. Ye Tian quickly regained his composure, and said in a deep voice, burning the warrior's blood energy in an instant, the warrior's strength will be activated to the strongest level, which is enough to increase the strength of a large realm and create the strongest blow in a lifetime. Raise a level. Mo Tai and Ye Wenyuan lost their voices at the same time. Xiong Ba is the strength of the 5th level of Vientiane. If it is raised to a higher level, it will be the 5th level of the Giant Spirit. A warrior in the Giant Spirit realm, the warrior's Yuan Ling condenses the Giant Spirit's real body, the power is multiplied or even dozens of times increased, and a single move with all his strength is enough to smash a mountain. The terrifying power is beyond the imagination of the Vientiane warrior. Ye Tian nodded and said, the warrior took the Blood Death Pill and made the last move. His blood energy will be burned out, and he will die immediately. He wants to die with us. Xiong Ba's Blood Death Pill is very similar to Ba Zillion's Burning Blood Chi martial skill, but its power and side effects have been multiplied countless times. Ha ha ha. Xiong Ba laughed ferociously and roared, I never thought that there would be a young man like you in the small city of Mojing. The Altar Master is an eye-opener. Xiong Ba paused for a moment, his face turned cold, he looked at Ye Tian and said coldly, it's a pity, even if you are a talented monster, you must die today. To be buried with a genius like you, the Altar Master's death is worth it. Ha ha. Ye Tian frowned slightly, and said, the Blood Death Pill is indeed terrifying, but I'm not interested in dying with you. Ye Tian, what are you doing? Mo Tai and Ye Tian couldn't help asking with a strange expression. Patriarch, don't you get overwhelmed? Ye Wenyuan asked, seeing Ye Tian's solemn expression. Ye Tian smiled faintly, and said to the two of them, you enter the inner courtyard, and leave this mad dog to me. Ye Tian, what do you want to do? Mo Rushi shouted anxiously, not knowing what Ye Tian was going to do. Ye Tian turned around to look at Mo Rushi, and suddenly straightened his chest, showing extreme confidence, and said calmly, Rushi, trust me. Mo Rushi was taken aback for a moment and immediately felt the strong confidence in Ye Tian, so she couldn't help but nod. Mo Tai and Ye Wenyuan looked at each other, nodded immediately, and retreated into the inner courtyard. Crack! A bolt of white lightning streaked through the night sky, illuminating the city lord's mansion, and Ye Tian's standing figure was tall and straight. Boom! The thunder that shook the world made the rainstorm even crazier. Stinky boy, do you still want to be a hero when you are about to die? Xiong Ba's blood continued to explode, and the surrounding air was filled with an extremely bloody aura, and Xiong Ba's cry became even wilder. You don't know that warriors in the giant spirit realm are safe to hide in the inner courtyard? I want the entire City Lord's mansion to be buried with me today. The entire City Lord's mansion? Ye Tian smiled coldly and sarcastically said, "It's just the blood death pill, so what if you have the strength of the giant spirit realm? You are still a scum in front of me." Ye Tian's expression was cold, exuding an extreme coldness. He is the #1 god of war in the heavens. Even if he only has the 2nd level of Yuanling at this moment, he will not be afraid of a bully bear. You can only use the supreme seal of the 3 seals of the god of war. Ye Tian said in his heart. At this time, Ye Tian couldn't compete with Xiong Ba, but if he escaped immediately, he could completely protect himself. But escape? Ha ha! This was never in Ye Tian's consideration. Let the #1 god of war in the heavens escape. There is no such person in the sky or on the earth. After making up his mind, Ye Tian is going to use the highest seal among the 3 seals of God of War, the Absolute Soul Heaven Seal. The 3 seals of the God of War, the seal of killing people, the seal of extinguishing earth, and the seal of exorcism. 1 seal is better than 1 seal, and 1 seal is more perverted than 1 seal. Ye Tian once used the murder seal to defeat Ba Ziliang in the Yuanling realm when he was in the Yuanmai realm. At this time, if he uses the seal of killing people or the seal of breaking, it will not be enough to resist Xiong Ba. Therefore, Ye Tian can only use the Juhun Tianyin. But Ye Tian's strength was too weak to display the power of Juhun Tianyin at all. And even if he uses the power of heaven and earth to use the Absolute Soul Seal, it is impossible to defeat Xiong Ba. He can only minimize the damage of Xiong Ba's powerful blow. With my current strength, once I use the Juhun Tianyin, it will cause immeasurable damage to the Yuanmai and Yuanling. It may even cause irreparable damage. Alas! I have just been reborn and will face life and death. It is a really hard life. Ye Tian said with a wry smile in his heart. Even when Ye Tianqing was in his prime, he did not dare to use the Juhun Tianyin easily. Now that his strength has dropped to less than 1/1000th of his original strength, it has placed an incalculable burden on his body. But Ye Tian had no other choice, he could only fight. The only thing I can do is pray that the original coffin of chaos and the original star soul is strong enough to withstand the negative damage brought by the Juhun Tianyin. Stinky boy, prepare to die, and be buried with the altar master. Xiong Ba laughed madly. He knew that he would die, and he was already prepared to be destroyed. Boom! Laughter fell, and there was a sudden loud noise in the rainstorm. Xiong Ba's iron-blooded bear began to expand at an accelerated rate. In the blink of an eye, it grew from 5 or 6 meters long to 50 or 60 meters long. A gigantic beast occupied most of the yard. Outside the body of the giant iron-blooded bear, a layer of crimson blood mist floated faintly, making the surrounding environment present a strange and violent atmosphere. In the inner courtyard, Mo Tai, Ye Wenyuan, Mo Rushi, and the others were frightened and dumbfounded. This is the first time they have seen the giant spirit real body of a warrior in the giant spirit realm, and it is a kind of power that they can't imagine. Previously, they thought that what Xiong Ba said about burying the entire City Lord's mansion with him was just arrogant words, but now it seems that the giant spirit warrior has the power to destroy the City Lord's mansion with one blow. Everyone back! Facing Xiong Ba's iron-blooded giant spirit avatar, Ye Tian looked calm, and with a roar, his palms began to form seals, and the surrounding world began to slowly gather towards him. Nie Tian's strength is too weak. If he wants to activate the Zhuhan Tianying, he must rely on the power of heaven and earth. Roar! The 60-meter-tall iron-blooded bear roared up to the sky, and the roar shook the sky. The torrential rain seemed to be afraid of this momentum, and it went upstream and rushed to the sky. The real body of the giant spirit is terrifying. Get ready for a life-threatening blow. Nie Tian smiled wryly, never expecting to be forced to this point by a small giant spirit avatar today. If it were in the previous life, the iron-blooded bear in front of him would not even be able to bear a look from Nie Tian. Within 100 meters, the tide of heaven and earth was reversed, and the torrential rain was pulled towards Nie Tian one after another. Nie Tian at this moment is simply a bottomless black hole that absorbs the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. During this process, Nie Tian has been assessing the power of the iron-blooded bear. He had to determine how much heaven and earth spiritual power he wanted to absorb, because the more heaven and earth spiritual power he absorbed, the greater the power of Zhuhan Tianying, and at the same time, the greater the side effects on Yuan Mai Yuan Ling. Good boy, I didn't expect you to hide so deeply. Xiongba was startled by Nie Tian's aura, and smiled ruthlessly the next moment, but it's useless, your strength is too weak, even if you have martial arts that defy the sky, it's useless. Bear bombardment! With a loud shout, the bear's aura soared to the extreme, the huge iron-blooded bear shook, and an even larger phantom of the bear appeared, covering almost the entire inner courtyard. 2 giant bear claws lifted high, and when it falls the next moment, the inner courtyard will be completely crushed into a deep pit. Huh? At this moment, Nie Tian frowned slightly, and the surrounding world stopped for a moment, and then dispersed. The spiritual power of heaven and earth condensed by Nie Tian suddenly gushed out, and all the momentum dissipated immediately. Ha ha ha! Die! Xiongba roared when he saw this scene, thinking that Nie Tian had given up resistance. Nie Tian didn't care about Xiongba at all, and frowned, even more, muttering, "What a strong breath, it's a strong man of Godwheel, now we can be saved." Where's the madman? How dare you act wildly in the Maist family and seek death? Just when Xiongba's fatal blow was about to land, a calm and indifferent old voice sounded. The white figure appeared from the far sky, and the energy around him surged continuously. The heavy rain couldn't get close to him, forming a spherical space with a length of 100 meters around his body. Sure enough, he is the strong man of Godwheel. Nie Tian murmured a smile as he looked at the figure.